everybody doing today? Hey, hey. Hey, I was grooving to the music just a little too much. Hey, everybody, how y'all doing today? Welcome to another edition of Introducing Podcast. This is your girl, Miss Chris, aka Smart Video Girl, for those who follow me on the Instagram. But this is Introducing the Podcast every Tuesday, 7 p.m. right here on YouTube. YouTube only. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel, like and subscribe. Appreciate you. Love you so much. All right. And make sure you go and follow me over on Instagram at Smart Video Girl. Okay. Because that's where you can get a lot of information. All right. But today's show is very special. I have my friend. Oh my gosh, my friend, all the way. She's coming to us live from Senegal, Africa. Y'all, I'm so excited. I am so excited. And as we always do here on the show, we're gonna do new people, new things, and new ways of thinking. All right. So, and you've already seen some of the new things, and we're gonna elaborate on some of those. But what do we have first? Is our new people. Yes. So this is something brand new I want to bring to you all, my friend Miss Tamika, to the podcast introducing. Hello, beautiful.
Hi, how are you doing? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Excellent. I had to, if you guys see the smoke, please,
It's okay.
it's good. It's
We have
actually,
incense burning.
girl, it's actually citronella.
Okay.
Yes, it's like a huge mosquito incense. This is
Wow.
actually like bug repellent or something here.
Okay.
They've got
Okay.
the new age bug repellent here, so that's awesome.
Well, listen, first of all, please, for those, first of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who is listening. Hey, Miss Parker, how you doing, Miss Parker? Hey Tay Peck, hey sister, hey everyone. My sister says hey Tamika.
Hi,
Yes,
hi.
yes. So I definitely want to make sure that I give thanks and appreciation to everyone who is looking and watching. Yes, yes. Hi. Just to let you guys know, I definitely appreciate you
I can
tuning
see that.
in. Yes. And so continue to come on in, share, like, subscribe. It's going to be a wonderful conversation. First and foremost, because whenever I talk to this beautiful sister here, it's like it's amazing things happen. I believe magic happens. So that's just what I feel. Just call me crazy, but magic happens. So and I want you all to meet her as well and just engage and come into this space as we build in. And this particular show's topic is School of Knowledge. Okay. And so I thought that that was fitting because for so many different reasons that we'll get into as we talk, but it's back to school time. Kids are going back to school. Tamika just had her son fly home from Africa and go right to school, literally. We can talk about that,
Immediately.
okay? Big boy. Oh
Now,
my. No, I'm just saying we're gonna
oh,
get to that. We're gonna get to that. But
okay.
so people are going back to school. And then I'm me and Carib Tara. We just went over our homeschooling curriculum for like what we're gonna do with the kids. So it's a good time to kind of talk about school and the knowledge base that we have. All right. So while we do that, oh yes, and our sister is watching too. Hey, Pronoia Starseed Podcast is in the building. Whoop
Hey,
whoop.
Rob.
Yes. Hey, Rocks. So, Tamika, please, for those who do not know, because I know you, because we're about to get into this, tell them just who you are and what you do and where you are right now.
I am and what I am and where I am. That's
Yes,
such an excellent question at this juncture. I guess what I am a woman on the travel right now. I'm a licensed barber. I am a mother. Um, I am working on becoming a content creator. And currently, I am in Senegal, Africa, with our youngest son. Our oldest son was with us, but um, he just returned home. So
yes.
that's about who I am right now. Well, that's as much as I know right now. So
Listen, okay. Understand. Understood. Understood. Listen, I appreciate I am first of all so excited that you agreed to join me because you are one of the people who yes, you are. When I started working on this podcast and the questions you were with us at the spa. It was our spa day.
right. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, right. I do remember that.
Yes, and
I
I
do
that
remember that.
that
I know
day I started talking about the laws of the universe. Remember?
I wrote them down actually. Yes, I do remember that.
Yes, yes. But
Very,
see that
very exclusively. Yes, I remember that very vividly. I remember thinking like, when is the podcast coming? It's great. We need more of that. I think a lot of people. When you originally pitched it to all of us, I was just like, that's an amazing idea. I think it will really so many people elevate up different layers to their way of thinking. So I'm very excited for you and I'm very proud of you. So
well, thank you. You know, I wanted to say thank you for being that support system and the ladies, all of the ladies. I want to thank you all for you know and that's funny that we have that reference point that I shared that with you guys because I started writing my questions that day and you probably were like so what you writing and then I shared and that's that's kind of how we got started talking so for you to be on I was
I
like I
was
definitely have to do this and now you being um at home I'll say at home on the motherland I think it's so fitting because we could have had this conversation while you were here, but I think it's special for us to have it while you're in Africa. Yes.
so thank you. I think I needed to connect with my people from America. I've been here a while, so
So tell us how that
I've been here for
experience
I
has.
think like 3 weeks.
How long now?
Can you repeat the question?
How long have you been there now?
Uh oh. How long have we been here? We've been here for 3 weeks now, about
Wow.
3 weeks, and it takes at least 2.5 weeks to kind of realize you're not at home. For me, it did anyway. It's like I
Right.
knew I wasn't at home when I was coming, but just getting acclimated. You don't speak the language that well, so
Right.
um, traveling with two children, excuse me, another young adult. He's not a children. Traveling with a child and a young adult has its very own exclusive set of challenges. Um, it helped, I think, for us to bond a little better because we have to.
Right.
So I think, like in America, children can our children can kind of plug in or kind of remove themselves from the group in a sense. But when you're traveling across the country, when you're hitting multiple countries and they work together better, like we all work together better, and I just felt like as a family we needed that life experience, especially with our oldest son starting college. So
Right. Yeah.
it's
Shout out.
been it's been an experience for sure. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on.
Well, look, we're going to talk about that because I do have some questions I want to ask you that may, get to some of that. So, those who don't know, shout out to the young man, Titus, who started Bowie today. So, I'm so excited for him and as they
Yes.
grow. And shout out also to Christian, who's going to be going into school tomorrow. I'm so our young men are growing up, and what I was saying to Carib about the kids growing up is that we're seeing their progress and we're seeing them grow into, adulthood and having the ability to make their own decisions and and be their own person and really know who they are. So that is really interesting. So shout out to you mommies though for handling your business and raising up these kids. Okay. Yes.
Can I add something? I would also like to shout out Kareb, who in my absence, because we sent Titus back. First of all, Titus made it back from Senegal all the way to JFK, all the way to BWI. Today by himself, he's 18 years old. And when I wanted to shout out my mom first for helping me grabbing him when I was there, and also for Karib for stepping
Yeah.
in as a sister, helping our son like get to school. Her sons also are able to help our son move in and just kind of like wrapping their love and arms around them. So it really took so much anxiety out of the situation for me. I'm not
Village.
here crying though.
Village is the village. So we do have a question from Miss Sharon Parker. She wants to know what made you go to Africa. And for those who don't, this is not her first time. So what made you to go to Africa the first time and what made you return? I'm going to add what made you want to return a second time.
Okay. The first time I actually came is because I was a wife school student, and I guess I still am a wife school student. So we have mentors, and they were residing in Africa. They invited us to come and stay and come and learn marriage from a cultural perspective, a multicultural perspective. So that was the first reason I came, but that was in 2021. Um, this time I returned, I knew that I wanted to bring. I knew our oldest son was starting school. I really, really, really wanted him to come, even though I knew I needed to come. Um, with him starting school, I didn't know a better time to be able to get him here where it wouldn't interfere with his academic schedule. I felt like it was a trip that he needed to take, whether he wanted to come or not. Um, I knew that he needed to see what I saw. Um, so this time I came back because I just remember being here when I was here in last year. I found an incredible sense of peace here. Something that, yeah, I guess you can find it wherever you are, but there's so many distractions in DC. I guess I couldn't hear for the noise. So I wanted to kind of come back and have the experience. I wanted to make sure that our sons had an opportunity to do some cultural studies, like family studies, so travel studying. I think that Black children, I especially think that Black children need the opportunity to see how we are treated in various places. And that the things that they may hear may not be necessarily the truth. So I think that international travel is something that, as Black people, we have a duty to do. And I'm just trying to develop them as people as best I can. So,
Girl, can I just say that you do first and foremost that was an excellent answer. You know, you explained it so eloquently, but I could feel the peace radiating off of you, darling. I can feel the peace. And it sounds so, it's so empowering that you wanted to make sure that your children saw, that our children saw what you saw. Like, I think that that was very, very, very important that you wanted Titus to see what you saw. That impacted me. Like when you said that, almost, it was almost a tear that came down my face. But I was, I got to hold it together because we got to host a show. So yeah, so excellent question. Thank you, Miss Sharon Parker, for that question. And if anybody else has any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Okay. All right. So with that being said, one of the questions is, so now that you're there and you have this piece, right? How do you continue to create good vibes for yourself?
Can you repeat the question?
How do you create good vibes for yourself?
That one I'm still trying to figure out. I'm still trying to figure it
Mm,
out. Um, our condo is on the beach. So when I mean like on the beach, like right over there is the Atlantic Ocean. So at night, I hear the ocean hitting the rocks every day. That has been incredibly peaceful and helpful to sleep, because AC is optional here. Um, my routine, my routines honestly are probably the best that I can think of. And when I
mm.
first got here, I'm not gonna lie, I was so tired. I slept for days. And
Right.
I don't
Mhm.
necessarily I don't even necessarily have like a hectic schedule when I'm in America. But I do remember that, and this is something that I might need to make a notation of. Like I said, when I first got here, I was so tired. Now I don't know if my body was tired, I don't know if my spirit was tired, but I was just so tired. Again, I slept for days. And so when I did finally kind of wake up, so to speak, kind of woke up, um,
Mm.
our floors here are white marble, some sort of white marble-ish like stone. Requires a lot of sweeping. So something about that has been very, I don't know, grounding maybe. You have to
Okay.
sweep almost every day. This isn't a hotel. This is a home. So I have to, because this is not a hotel, this is not like a luxury hotel. It's like a property. That means that I'm having to run a home. What do you do to find peace in your home? So trying to build up my meditation, my
Mm. Okay.
meditativeness, trying to put my device down.
Mhm.
I definitely have been able to mandate it for the children, and it forced them outside. So for myself, when I'm putting my own, you know, devices down, it forces me outside too. So I spend a lot more time outside, or just kind of not ripping and running. Not constantly, I gotta go to here, I gotta go here, I have to go to the grocery store, I have to go, like, just kind of not having that to do.
Mhm.
So
Just that makes. I
that's
mean,
one way.
that's stress.
We don't have
It,
TV.
right.
Yeah, we don't have TV. We do have a TV, but it's French. So I don't watch TV. That's been a help, you know. You can't get bugged by a bunch of people because I don't speak French. I speak French on pub. I don't really speak it that deep. So
Just- so, are the kids? Is our young son learning French as well?
he thinks he is.
Oh
He
Lord.
thinks he is. He speaks. He's made friends. The guardian, who's they have these people called guardians here. So that means that the person who's like, they may be running the property. It might not be that person's property, but it's almost like a host for the property. And so that host son resides here. So he spends a lot. He's there right now.
Okay.
Noble's downstairs with the young men that live here. They're like 15, 14, or something like that. So Noble's hanging out with them. He's he's evidently he's made cool with them. They're constantly feeding him.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of times I've been
Constantly
like,
feeding.
no, but where is he? I wake up and he's not even here. I'm like, where are you? He's like, yeah, they invited me to come and eat. They invited you to come eat. What are their names, Noble? You don't even know.
They
Like
just
people,
the food. It's food. It's
yeah,
food.
people are different here, and they make so much, I guess. So they're like super into sharing. Um, Even though they do not speak the same language, I can see how that frustrated Noble. It frustrated Noble a lot. It frustrated him a lot
Mm-hmm.
because he talks so much. And when he can't talk, when they don't understand what he's saying, I think that really frustrated him. But for
But you know
Titus,
what?
who
I
very
think that's good. It'll be good for him over
me too,
time. Mm-hmm.
that's
Mm-hmm.
exactly right. For
Yeah.
Titus, who speaks less, Titus barely speaks. For
Mm-hmm.
him, it worked out great. I would catch him out
Mm-hmm.
at the pool doing flips at the pool with the other young man. The young man's name is Brav, so I don't have to keep saying him. When I would see Titus outside with Brav, I would go out. I couldn't even hear them. Only time I could hear is when Noble plays with them because he's always talking. And so I would go outside to be like, "Is everything okay?" And I would see this, just like handles and repeating tricks. Like
Wow.
um, they would be just like they had a communication that involved absolutely no speech, and I was just like, "That
Right.
sounds about right.
That's
That's about
amazing.
right."
So yes, because he didn't rely on words, because Titus is not he's a man of few words. He learned to he
Hmm.
learned other methods of communication. Wow.
And a lot of the men here, they talk, but they're not chatty.
Mhm.
They're not chatty at all. In fact, you better pay attention. I'm serious. Like, you better pay attention to hand signals, motions, gestures, eyes. You should probably imitate what they're doing.
Mhm.
Like, for instance, I remember taking an etiquette course, and I want to say she was saying we're supposed to use our right hand. I feel like that's correct. We're supposed to use our right hand because your left hand is the boo boo hand. So I
Oh, yes,
noticed
yes.
that
Okay.
at home, I don't think it makes a difference. I'm not sure actually about that etiquette for us. I don't know. But here, I noticed that even when they serve you a drink, like today, this guy on the beach gave us was. He said it's was. Handed us the cups with his right hand. I noticed he was only holding it with his right hand. I was like, I think we're supposed. I talked to Noble. I think we're supposed to hold it with our hand too. I don't think it's supposed to. Like, I'm
Right.
on. This is my left hand, but I'm like, I think we're just supposed to keep it with our right. I don't know. Let's figure it out, son. I don't.
I think that's amazing though. I think I think that's amazing though, that it's like you're literally learning through life experience, and I think that there's people do that all the time. Like I think that's the best teacher in the whole wide world. And look, Miss Sharon Parker said,
So much.
yes, Miss Sharon Parker said, you're in Africa and the TV is in French, and yes, they speak French. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
they speak French, so they speak Wolof. Also, they
Uh-oh.
speak Wolof usually.
Okay.
Yeah, I here in Senegal. It's a French speaking country, and you can find sometimes they speak English, but a lot of times they don't.
Mhm.
So, and Wolof is like it's like an unwritten language. So even though sometimes you can find stuff that says, "Hey, it's teaching you Wolof," it's mostly the sound. So it's not. It is written. I guess some people do write the books, but it's more like an unwritten language. And they be like, it's so easy to learn. Is it? Is it?
Is it? I guess if you tell me enough, I guess so. All right. All right. Well, you guys, you
Exactly.
know what time it is. We're gonna keep this. We're gonna keep the conversation going, but it is time for what is time for our new things. Boop, boop, boop. We have some new things
Oh,
going on. And the first new thing we have coming up is Let's Talk Politics with Dr. Dula. It is starting back up. For those who do not
yeah.
know, Dr. Dula has been doing the show Let's Talk Politics before, and he said that the community wanted it back. So here we are. He is coming back. It's going to be starting this Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be on Facebook and on YouTube. So make sure that you follow Let's Talk Politics with Dr. James Dula. Okay, yes, yes, yes. And as you guys see, we have some new things going on. We got new graphics, we got new things and new people. What? I hope you like it. We're always expanding, we're always doing new things, and we're going to be having a whole lot of new things coming up very soon. So make sure you keep it locked and pay attention to what is going on with the show. All right. So as always, I want to give a shout out to my sponsors. And our one of our sponsors is Miss Sharon Lee on the Run, which is a podcast that comes on every Friday at noon where you can learn, laugh, and lead. Okay. It's a great conversation. I always learn so much. I enjoy being behind the scenes of that podcast, and make sure that you tune in every Friday at noon. She has some great content. All right. And again, we want to give a shout out to Super Radio, and we want to wish a special happy birthday to Tim, whose birthday was just this Sunday, August 21st. So happy birthday to you, Tim. Okay. Shout out. He's probably really mad at me because, he was like, we're beefing, but I love you. Hearts.
What are,
Hearts. Hearts.
what
Uh-huh.
are we?
Hearts. All right, and shout out to Wow Radio, our girl Carib
Woo!
Jim. Yes, doing great things. Who also is a sponsor for the podcast, and you can catch all of the past episodes of Introducing on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and on Wow Radio at 9 a.m. every Monday. So make sure you check it out. And again, I always want to show love to my artists. So make sure if you see anything that you love, you contact me at tellemchris@gmail.com, and I will let the artist, this is Mr. Frank Hardy, Art by Hardy. He does some very revolutionary things that deal with
Oh,
a lot of work that has been done. This piece is called Wet Nurse, so this is very interesting. It's showing how the black woman has been the mother of
mm-hmm.
America,
Mm-hmm.
nursing her and carrying her on her back. That is what this
How interesting.
represents.
How
Yes,
interesting. Mm.
yes, yes, yes,
She nursed,
yes.
nursed in America, and a lot of times, that grind doesn't allow us to nurse our own families, but that's another story. I love that
Wow.
piece. I love the artwork I just saw. I
Okay,
love
well,
it.
Frank, if you're listening, you're tuning in. She says she loves it. If you would like to get a
Thank you for
copy, because he sells the prints and stuff like that, let me know. I could hook you up, girl. Hook you up. Yes, we can hook you up. All right.
nice.
So we talk about the school of knowledge, okay? School of knowledge. And as we go back to, if we talk about going back to school, all right? This is one of the things that we're talking about earlier, me and Carib, is in school they don't teach you about like how the mind like works. They don't tell you how to really use your brain
Mm-mm,
at,
they sure don't.
at no, no, they don't.
No, they don't.
No, they really teach us how to memorize stuff, but we don't really learn how to like use the full capacity of our brains. And it's so interesting as I've gotten older and I've done like my own personal self development that I'm realizing that the mind is a very powerful thing. So, I
Mm-hmm.
would like to. What are some of the things that you, besides world travel, that you teach to your children that you think that they should incorporate into more general knowledge?
Gratitude. Gratitude is like gratitude and attitude because your mindset is where all of your life comes from. Oh,
Hmm.
what's happening?
Nothing.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Gratitude because um I think I was saying that everything in your life flows from your attitude and it flows from gratitude. If you cannot be thankful and content for where you are, it's going to be difficult for you to elevate to where you
Mm-hmm.
want to go. So, what's happened, what I notice is just like the self talk. This is one reason why it was very important to me to add, to make sure that I'm very present for our children just because there's so many things that grab their attention. There are so many things that they're looking at. There are so many things that are programming them behind our back that
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that Noble, for instance, I like the fact that Noble talks so much so that I can hear his thought processes. And when I'm hearing his thought processes, I can help him correct his self talk immediately. Because if he's too hard on himself, I know it. If he is giving up on himself, I can hear it. And it's just like
Mm-hmm.
teaching him to the thing we've been working on, for instance, the thing we've been working on this week is to test positive. That's just like if I say that, then he knows he needs an attitude reset and an attitude adjustment. It means that he may be complaining. It means that he may not be walking in gratitude. He may not be content.
Mm-hmm.
And how can he find peace or how can our children find peace if we're not able to help them govern themselves? You have to be able to govern yourself. You have to be able to govern your mind because it's literally making your whole life. Everything that we've ever done, this podcast, our children, our careers, whatever car you drive, the drinks that you're drinking, the food that your every action comes from your mindset. And if you got stinking thinking, then I mean, when your life is a garbage factory, or your life can
You get.
be, or your
I
life
mean,
can,
it is what it is.
yeah. And so right now, I'm just, that's another reason why I wanted them to come to Senegal because here people do not have that much, but
Mm-hmm.
their attitudes are so amazing. They
Right.
don't have much, but they have such a higher consciousness level. And I don't know if it's because they usually speak two languages minimum, because if they're here, they speak Wolof and
Mm-hmm.
they speak French. That's two languages.
Minimum. Right.
Min-
And maybe English.
Sometimes they can speak English. So now,
Yeah.
the more languages that you're learning, the more compassion you tend to have for other people because you had to understand language at a fluent level, and that requires a level of humbleness, compassion of your mind, so that you can
Mm.
understand others because you're translating
Listen.
constantly and
Yeah.
translating.
That is a
So
beautiful thing. I hope y'all are taking notes. I hope people that are you are taking notes because you said two things: gratitude as
yes,
something that should be taught to our children in school, and that they definitely do not teach you how about gratitude,
I'm
but
teaching
that
about
is at all they don't, and that's so funny. I do that with my children as well. Every
exactly.
day. Every day we do all of we show gratitude. What are three things you're grateful for? And I really don't even I I do even the baby. Me,
Of course,
Giovanna. Yes, and
if
she
she's
she comes
talking,
up with
she
the
knows.
wildest things. But it doesn't
Yes,
I give no judgment. I can't say you can't be grateful for that. I just let them be whatever comes to mind that you can be grateful for. That
exactly.
there it is. Sometimes I get the paint on the wall and I'm like, "Okay, baby." But
Okay.
it allows them to see like that there's a lot of things present and to be
Yep.
grateful in all of it. So
Yep.
that's a beautiful thing. Oh, y'all, school of knowledge, take notes, take
That
notes.
makes sense, actually. I
Yeah.
feel like if the children had to actually learn a level of gratitude in school,
Mhm.
then the teachers might not be so overwhelmed. But I want to say this, something that our culture, that's in Japanese culture, I read, I believe. Before the children can learn, they have to be taught manners because they
Mm.
believe that children cannot learn properly until they have proper manners. So that you cannot learn if you don't have manners. And that makes a lot of sense
That makes
because
sense.
basic listening skills, like just basic conversation etiquette, if you don't even have that, how can you intake anything? You might
You
be
can't.
talking more than you're listening. And if you're talking more than you're listening, you cannot learn. And over talking people is rude. So just on that level. So again, if we had that in America,
Mhm.
again, I feel like the teachers could actually just be there to teach.
My
You know,
dad would say, he would tell us this, and he tells my son Elijah this now, and he's starting to tell Giovanna. He said, "You have two ears, one mouth for a reason. You know, two ears for a reason, one mouth. You should listen twice as much as you talk, like so that you." And I was like, the
Ooh,
genius and the genius in the oldness, the in the elderly. Thank you, Daddy, for that wisdom. It makes sense.
simple. And it's
It's
simple.
simple. It's
Keep it
simple.
simple. Yes.
Simple. 2 ears, one mouth. Okay, is everything okay?
It's fine. There's
Okay.
noises here. I don't. You did see me swivel. I didn't know it was. I thought it was no. Actually,
Look, that was the DC, and you was like making sure everything is
I,
okay. Okay.
right. I'm like, my mind. Oh, what are you doing? You know, is it you? Are you
Oh
causing
Lord,
trouble?
mercy. Oh my gosh. So,
No, it's
well, look,
you.
one more. I'm gonna ask you one more question before I introduce the new way of thinking, which I
Okay.
think will be very interesting. Um, so it because you mentioned that you were at white school and people talk about masculine, feminine things all the time, but
Yeah.
how do you bring to harmony or harmonize the opposite energies of masculine and feminine energy? Briefly, I know she's like, "How dare you?" I know you can
I
answer
don't know
this
if
with
I.
great question.
I don't
Huh?
know if I do yet.
Really?
Um, I don't know if I do yet. Seriously, I had to go to this new school of thought
Mhm.
because I wasn't even aware of the differences. And so it was like, if I'm not gonna lie, if you don't have a man, you're not balanced. That's just how I feel. And
Mhm.
therefore, I feel unbalanced without a man because you're taking over responsibilities for a man, for yourself. How can you I know we both have washes. I know people love to say this. We all have masculine and feminine characteristics, and that's great. And I receive that. But at the same time, I am a feminine vessel.
Mhm.
And so we're made to be paired.
Mhm.
That means that I can release a certain level of masculine energy, masculine duty to a masculine vessel. Then I can embody more of a feminine mindset, more of a feminine energy because my vessel is feminine.
Mhm.
That allows me to be a more powerful and an empowered woman if I'm able to be a feminine woman in every sense.
Mhm.
I didn't realize how much stress not having a man in my life was causing to my body. So for me, Um, I'm an avid dater. How you balance this? I be dating. I mean, like,
I know that's right.
I be in the struggle. I'm not gonna lie. I do not wear pants because I'm sort of tall for a woman. I don't wear
Mhm.
no pants. Pants don't make you, masculine. No, they don't. But when people see me in a dress, they
Mhm.
want help, and I need help. So,
Listen, Linda, you sound like you are in perfect harmony with your masculine and feminine, and you know how it works for you. Like that's what it sounds like.
oh, I forgot this part. Why did you come to Africa? Because all the men are men here. all the men are men here. I saw some 12-year-old boys laying cement today. They are for real. They are taught from a young age to be masculine, protective. They're compassionate. They're extremely kind and peaceful. It's not like a machoism here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a machoism at all. It's just like they have a serious, fast instinct to protect.
Right.
Like that is something that yes men have at home, but based on that picture that we saw earlier, and we not go too deep into that because I know you have a new question. So I just wanna
Well, no, I mean, I
right
can dig that. I can dig that. That men being men. It's something about a man who can like
girl,
lay pipe
man.
or
No,
concrete. I'm
I
not.
cannot do
Don't
it.
get your mind. I mean,
Hold
I'm talking
on.
about plumbers. I'm not talking about. I'm talking. Listen, Linda. I know everybody's gonna freak out. I mean, what I mean is
What I
a
meant to
plumber.
say,
I'm talking
like
about a real
like
plumber or a
literally
mechanic
plumbers,
or someone who uses their hand. Someone who gets who gets who can.
all of that,
It's something about that. So I
all of that,
understand all of
all of
that.
that.
All of that.
Yeah,
I get it. Y'all are
girl.
funny. I'm glad y'all like that made me giggle. I'm sorry. It just made me giggle.
Me
But
too. I
listen,
said, wait, what? Yeah,
girl.
girl.
Woo. I know it's not that type of show. We do have kids watching. Hello. But I'm
That
but
can also become plumbers. You guys
yes,
can
it
become
can because something about
electricians.
the trade. This is
Literally,
wonderful.
it's about men doing, men building, literally building. We're talking
That
about men
part.
who build,
That
men
part.
who
And
build.
women that is
That's what
factual.
I heard you say. So
That's what I was talking about. So the whole
that's
time.
what I was
So
talking about too.
with that being said, we want to transition into the last segment of the show, and which is our new ways of thinking. Woohoo! And
Oh,
today, I want to present something the to everybody about money, because that's something we're talking about, the knowledge, school of knowledge, and something else that they don't teach you in school is about money.
oh
Like,
Lord.
not really. You know what I'm saying? They really don't teach you anything. They don't teach you they don't teach you nothing.
They
I'm
don't teach you
sorry.
how to use it, spend it. They don't teach you how, the energy of money.
They don't
That
teach you
money is
really
attracted to
anything.
money. They're not.
None of
I
that.
didn't learn anything at all.
No,
They
nothing.
wanted my money for the donuts in the hallway. That's all I got taught.
Girl, the don't and the vending machine. But you're right. They did not. They taught us absolutely nothing about money.
Nathan.
All right. And so so then you start to really think that money, we become emotionally tied to money. People have developed
Mm-hmm.
all these concepts about money. People think money's the root of all evil. People will do anything for money. You tell yourself, like, it's a whole
Not
lot of
the
different
love of
things for the
I,
money, right?
it's the lack of money that's causing the problem.
Oh Lord.
The lack of
And
money causes a lot of problems.
right, but it's the lack of money because it's a lack of understanding of money,
Mm-hmm.
because there are, a lot of people, quote unquote, just earn money. They work
Mm-hmm.
hours for dollars. And that is something that you can only do so much of. There's only so many hours in a day, and there's only so many, you can set a high rate, but it's still, there's a level at as how much you can make for your.
Period.
Right. And then you can inherit it, but I mean, you got to be
But if you don't know what you're doing, it'll be gone.
that part. Okay. You
If
can
no
win
one
it.
taught you how to use it,
You
if
can
no
win
one
it,
taught, but
and the
again,
same thing will happen.
it doesn't matter. You will lose every bit of money if you don't. To your point, you will lose every bit of money if you don't know how it works.
Mhm.
If you are blocked by money, some people have money blocks. So one money block I learned about, and this is very interesting. If I don't want to see you with money, You
Mm-hmm.
know how some people be like, they want it for themselves. Like, I don't want anyone else to have it. Then, especially as Black people, if I don't want to see you with any money and you're Black, that means that I don't want to see myself with money either, which
Mm-hmm.
is actually a repellent energy to money.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if I'm just like, I don't want her to have it, I'm actually blocking it for myself. If I'm just a conduit for money, meaning I know that you have a product or I know that you are a consultant, and I'm just like, look, let me make sure that it doesn't matter if I get any money off of whether or not I'm referring you and you're getting money. If I'm simply a conduit of money, that means that I am in the flow of money and that energy is with me too.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of us do not understand that money has its own energy.
Absolutely. So two things you said. So when you're when you speak to yourself, when you say this like, oh, I don't want her to have money, like our subconscious doesn't know who her is. The only person that
Exactly.
exists is you.
Yeah.
So if you say, I don't want her to have money, the only person that doesn't get money is you. To
Period.
to your point. And then also too, it's that law of uh of uh of compensation that you're talking about. If you see somebody who has something and no, you're fine. You it's like you're sowing into them and that's going to come back through to you. And we have to understand that money is again energy, is a thing just like everything else, and we can create money if you know doing business and things of that sort, because what you can't create is time, but you can create
Mm.
more money.
Wow. Say that
These are
again.
facts. Yeah, so we can't do that. So what we have to come to the realization is we may not need more money, but we may need more solutions. We may
Mm-hmm.
need to learn how we can add value, because what we know is that people will pay for what they see value in.
Period. Yep.
So if
You
you
know,
can, no, go ahead.
I heard you say people will pay money for what they see value in.
Mhm.
A trend that I noticed when I was cutting hair is that people liked me. People say, "Oh, you're such a great barber," but I was just like, I know people who are
You were the
better. Like,
value.
in my mind, I was just like, I know people that cut hair way better than me.
But you
But I realized,
provide an experience. You provide an
and
experience. It's your either your personality, it's your vibe. Whenever they
yep,
enter your space, it is different. So they pay to have that.
and I noticed that it was this thing, not even just for me, but for other barbers too. I think that men are maybe less sensitive to the energy than I was. Like, I could not really cut people that did not somehow vibe with me.
Right.
The energy would be off, and even if they would even if they would come to me a few times, either they would stop coming or I would stop them from coming because I could not
Mm-hmm.
take them energetically. But I noticed even with my male colleagues that they're like in a barber client situation, the client likes that barber,
Mm-hmm.
and they're looking
Mm-hmm.
for a way, to your point, they're looking for a way to invest in you because it's you they care about. It's
It's you
you
they
they see
care.
value in. Yes,
Right.
they see value. Yes, they see value in the
And getting
service
a haircut.
side,
Right.
but I feel like on a, because it's hair, I think on some other spiritual level, how men are with their barbers, they felt, I could see in each barber with their clients that these clients value you as a person, they value your counsel, and they're just looking for ways. If you were probably a water bottle seller, they would try to, whatever you have, they're going to try to invest with you because they see value with you. So, like, you guys years ago helped me with the brandality, helped me
Mm-hmm.
with a way to brand my personality and my business. And I think that that was really something that allowed me to cultivate a clientele that saw value with me and my
Mm-hmm.
family, in my craft, or in my career. They're seeing more the value in myself. So that's just something that I heard you say. I just wanted to speak on that. And it's not specific to barbering. It's
Mm-mm.
also what you're doing. People find value with you. So,
Mhm.
how can we help your show? How can we help your projects? How can we push you along? How can we pull you through? So,
Mhm.
that's something that we need to, a lot of times people are trying to figure out like a quick solution, but the
Mhm.
solution is yourself. It's self development, it's personal development. And that's what people are that's what people are attracted to. So, to your
Absolutely.
point, that's to your point.
That is absolutely right. And that is the value. You know what I'm saying? The value is in us. That's it's, again. So you don't need more money. You need better solutions. And the solution is in you if you can develop ways that you can add value with the natural gifts and talents that you have within yourself. You can develop ways to create money. Okay? To create and not just money, but the resources that you need. Because a lot of times it doesn't come in the form of money. You may just need resources. And somebody may
Mhm.
have those resources that you
Yep.
need. And that
Yep.
is of value. And that is another way for you to get to a goal without necessarily needing money. All right. All right. So before we wrap up, because we're coming to a close, okay, we're coming to a close. But do you want, we had a question. What type of content creator are you? That's what what was presented by Miss Sharon Parker. Boom, hey Miss Sharon.
I'm Miss Sharon.
Just said, what type of
Um,
content creator are you?
well, currently I'm working with Black Women Connected Communities, and I create content for campaigns of the campaign that we're working on now is I'm Intentional. So I create literal graphics for our campaign for that. We just finished up another campaign that was, please help me, Crystal. What was the other
Show me
campaign?
how good it can get.
Show me how good it can get.
Hmm.
So I do create for that. Right now, I'm on pause because I wanted to make sure that I'm bringing my authentic self to the content. I'm a because I ended up in a single motherhood position. I know a lot of women who will become in this position. I want a way to empower them to be vulnerable enough and powerful enough that we can attract villages, families that are strong and thriving.
Hmm.
So right now, I'm sort of on a pause. That's kind of why I'm here because of a sabbatical to have a clear direction on how I want to help others.
Hmm. And those who've been watching and paying attention to the show, you've seen those graphics, and here's example of some of those right here. Yes, girl, I got you. Yes, these are some
You.
of the first ones, and this is the
Oh
I am
yeah,
intentional.
yeah,
Uh, so yeah, so make sure you check that out. It's the BWCC manifesting challenge.
yeah.
Okay, so show me
It's
how good it can get because I am intentional. Dun, dun, dun.
yeah.
Absolutely. And let what where can people get in touch with you? How can they connect with you, my dear?
Oh, awesome. I'm on Facebook a lot, so I do a lot of writing. I figured out these are things I'm learning about myself. I like to speak, but I'm learning to be intentional
Mm-hmm.
and record my thoughts and open up dialogue for topics that are difficult for us to discuss in our communities. So
Right.
I'm on Facebook, and my name on Facebook is Tamika Nicole. So it's Tamika with an I and Nicole with a Y on Facebook. And I'm primarily on Facebook, but I do post on Black American on Instagram. So that's BLAQ_AMERIQAN on IG. Yep, that's the one. Thank you. Hold on, American with a Q.
Okay. American with the Q.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where is that at? All right. I know where it's at. I can
So,
figure it. So
Stephanie.
y'all make sure that you check her out. Follow her. Okay, yes, there it is. These are
Please.
some of her graphics here from the I am intentional. campaign with the Black Women Connected Communities, and then make sure that you go on over to Facebook and Instagram. Right? Did I fix it? I got it right.
You
Yeah,
got
yeah,
it
yeah.
100%.
Oh my gosh. Make sure you follow her and check her out because she's doing some wonderful things. I love the content. I love seeing you're natural with it. You're natural with it. So you're doing a
I'm
wonderful job. I can't wait till you get the focus and figure out where you're going with it because I love it already.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank I was gonna say right now right now I've been using my energy to help others. I've been
Mm-hmm.
just using my energy to help other people so that I can learn better. So I think possibly that's another reason why I'm a little bit distributed, just because I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like I'm on some. I have to intentionally work on not being selfish. I have to intentionally work on that. So a lot of times I'm like in collaborations or how can I help somebody else? I'm not really how can I promote myself? I'm like, how can I help you? Because I'm just I just prefer at this point in my life to be a student. And so I'm trying to, take my place, but I also still feel like I'm learning. So
All right, y'all. Well, you heard it here, School of Knowledge, with my special guest, Miss Tamika Hoffer, aka Tamika Nicole, aka Miss Black American, live from Senegal, West Africa. It is almost midnight there, so I thank you. I did my research. I was like, I wonder how late it is. I wonder how much of her time how late she's gonna be up with me because I really do appreciate it. So I was like, okay, it's from 11 to midnight, so it's almost a midnight there. So
I
yeah,
just want you to know that our son Noble, I told
yeah,
him this morning I was doing a show with you, and he saw that I was tired. I was trying to get a little rest before I came on the show. I thank you so much for having me. This has been so amazing. Thank you so much. But
yes,
your guardian little one was just like, Mom. He came in, he was like, you see what time it is. He was downstairs with his friends. He's like, you see. He was like, I told you I was gonna make sure that you were not sleeping, you did not miss this show. And he came right up and he poured my drink. He's the one that got me the drink. He's like, here's your drink. You can, and then he said, but I'm gonna be downstairs. But I just want you to know that Noble had your back. He was just like, you're
that's
not
my little
missing this,
Virgo.
Mom.
That's my Virgo buddies. My Virgo buddies. Oh
Yep.
yes, his birthday's coming out. Shout out to him.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm trying to take him on I just found this man on the beach who's going to take us out in one of the ships, one of the boats. He's going
Wow.
to take us out. It's like it's a very small, skinny boat. It's a fishing boat. He's going to
Hmm.
take us out on the boat. We're going to fish for our own fish. And then they come back and bring you to this beach, like this little eatery eating
Oh.
area. And they cook the fish that they caught for you right there. They cook it for you. I was
What
like,
what a birthday for a child.
of course,
That's
he
amazing.
just wants to ride the quads. Noble wants to ride the Can-Ams. I'm like, wait a second, friend. When are we going to ride the four-wheelers? We need a little culture, friend. We need a
Well, you
little.
know, he's learning. He's learning. He's getting it all in. The fact that listen, what I realize about him as I see Christian and I see Titus go off and you know, just yeah, yes, Tamika. As I see them off and they're just grown into these wonderful men, you know, young men. I know that you've been doing a great job, and whatever you're doing with Noble is going to be, you know, even better because I think you get better as you become. You know, I think we get a little better. At least with
We can
my
pray and
friends.
hope. We can just pray and hope.
Listen, I'm praying too. I'm putting it in the atmosphere because I got one, and I'm trying to make sure that we get better
Ma'am,
because you guys set a
ma'am.
very high standard. Christian and Titus has set a very high standards for their siblings behind them,
I'm
and I hope that they do a great job.
Listen, African American children are geniuses. And if you choose to be a parent that doesn't parent in a dominant form, it's going to improve you because we're literally trying to harness genius. We're trying to harness these little melanated universes. That is a full-time gut soul searching career paths
Yeah.
to guide little African minds
Yeah.
to greatness. And then they be trying. They listen. Are you smarter than a 5-year-old?
I
Am
don't
I?
know. It's
I
very
don't know.
tempting. I don't know. I'm thinking about three. I'm trying to figure out if I'm smarter than a 3-year-old because she knows how to relax very well. But listen, you guys, we're going to wrap this show up. I can't believe it's been an hour, and I appreciate you all for tuning in to introducing the podcast. Make sure you tune in every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Next week, I'm going to be live from LA. Woohoo! Woo-hoo. Yes, girl. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, honey.
Yes.
Yes, so make sure you tune in. We're gonna
Yes. Yes. Yes.
go places. We're going places. Make sure you go follow me on Smart Video Girl over on Instagram, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Only Greatness Media Production. And with that being said, I bid you all adieu. Y'all have a blessed day, a blessed evening. Enjoy. And until
Also,
next week, peace.
hey. Amazing.